Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, reviews. And today I'm reviewing Mayfair Witches, Episode 7, entitled Tessa. It's coming to you from AMC, streaming on AMC Plus. So, what did I think about it? Should you be watching? Before I get into the review, get down there, hit the like on this video. In the previous episode, we found Tessa Mayfair, the supposed designee of the Mayfair family. She gets caught up in a sting, if you will, by a bunch of witch hunters, or wannabe witch hunters, because apparently some people, in that world, think witches are real. They have the happy, circumstance of being able to say that that's true because, this is a world with witches and vampires and so forth and so on. But anyway, she finds out the hard way that Lasher's not there for her and winds up being, captured in a crate, kind of muffled and everything, gagged and all that other stuff so she can't use her, use her powers. And there's a big bad plan to, try to make her admit and give evidence that there are witches, and they're going to do it the old-fashioned way with a good old witch burning. Fun times apparently keep coming back around. It used to be fun back in the witch burning days. Let's bring it all back, I guess. In the meantime, Rowan is sort of celebrating her freedom, but she doesn't feel all that free. She somehow, I think she feels that there's a tether to Lasher. And she uses her medical information to find out something very important about, about her situation, her physical situation. Meanwhile, the fact that Tessa is, missing, comes to the attention of the family proper, especially when I believe her name is Jen. Sorry, I think I may be saying her name wrong. But she has a JoJo. I'm sorry, has a premonition about Tessa that she's in trouble, and now they have to mount all of the Mayfairs to sort of go look for her. And they use a little bit of magic to try to find where exactly she's being held in the city. At the same time, Ciprien's still stuck in Lasher's memory, and finds out Lasher's memory, and he and Lasher finally have a long-awaited conversation about what's really going on. And then to kind of round out the episode, Ciprien and his boss at the Talamasca seemingly are going to go help, but instead he finds out that his boss actually wants a prophecy to be fulfilled by Rowan. And so is sort of working with Lasher, working with Cortland Mayfair to make sure that prophecy happens. And the ending of the episode leads into a confrontation between, as they're trying to burn Tessa, between Rowan and this little group of people who don't really know who they're messing with. And it sort of leads to a very tragic ending for Tessa. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening in this episode, and this is a show that just gets better. It keeps increasing in how interesting the actual story is. It's finally moving forward. It's not. I felt like it's always been slow walking, and this one for a change has a good pace to it. And also mainly because of the urgency of trying to get to Tessa before she's murdered. And it gives you a kind of a look at Tessa herself. So she's not just going to be a sacrificial lamb. You get to see more of her character, who she is as a person. She's in a desperate situation. She's definitely probably not going to get out of it. But also she knows she's got a family that's kind of powerful. But are they that powerful? Are they really? Because for being so rich and everything, they sure don't seem to have any private investigators or any kind of help to, track down what's essentially a Bible study group that decides to cosplay, witch burning. So I'm not really sure why it was so hard for them to find these people. I thought there was some interesting magic on display. I'm not sure if the guy who did the little scrying spell was Talamasca or if he's one of the Mayfairs. But it does. I feel like it maybe if he's a Mayfair, it gives some insight maybe that I didn't have before about uh, the show and the story, in that men in the family can have magical abilities too. Which I guess that would make sense because we have seen Ciprien has a magical ability. Several other people in Talamasca have magical abilities, so I guess it makes sense that there would be some male witches within the Mayfair family. But the little scrying thing was pretty cool. I thought it was kind of Rowan's whole little she doesn't want any part of the Lasher. They asked Riley, "Why weren't you leaving? Why are you here?" It was they were cold shouldering her after they were so warm before, because she, kind of in the hierarchy, she's not really anything. So I mean, I get that, but it's still like kind of shitty. That's what kind of family is that? They're not very open and welcoming. Even though I will say that JoJo continues to be a pretty good cousin, I would say, even if she is maybe in cahoots with her dad to do whatever Lasher is talking about. And of course, Cortland is he's double dealing. I mean, it is what it is, and Rowan sort of maybe giving him a bit of a taste of her power was good stuff. Like, she's a powerful witch. It's good to see her actually owning the fact that she is. It leads to all that powerful witch stuff. Comes in handy, and I kind of felt like it was going to be that sort of ending where she rolls in like the Scarlet Witch and starts wrecking shop. At least the way she can. It's not flashy, but she does have quite a deadly ability. The bit of interest was Ciprien and Lasher sort of confronting each other, where he's more or less just like, hey, she's gonna fulfill a prophecy. She's gonna she's my witch, and pretty much Ciprien having to be like, I'm still trying to protect her from you, and so forth, and seemingly in a bad situation, but actually being smart enough to get himself out of the dream, which is weird. That things actually work. Poisoning yourself actually works in the dream. But that does lead to him to kind of finding out that the Talamasca's role, as his boss says, is just to watch, to observe, and not to interfere, except to keep things from being revealed to normal people. And so being forced to just not be involved in this final bit was like a good character bit for Ciprien. And of course the final the final part of the episode being where Rowan takes all those guys out and then still can't save Tessa. Still can't save her from the guy that stole Rowan's mother's heart, and then doing the thing that Lasher wants, which is to call on him with those those words. And there's this prophecy. What is it? What are they talking about, and why is it so important that Rowan be the designee and be the one that fulfills it? I suspect we're gonna find out in the next episode, but like Rowan being pregnant is definitely part of it. So I'm not gonna reveal much more because I do know what it is, but it's interesting. So overall, I did like this episode. I think that this is a good trajectory for this show. They are definitely making it far more interesting, more must watch as the weeks go on. I just wish they had started out with this energy. That would have been much better. But I am enjoying what I'm seeing, and I can't wait for the next episode. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? What do you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. Of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, hit the like button on this video. Hit the subscribe and notification bell. All that good stuff helps with the algorithm so more people see this channel and these videos. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me. Come back next week for the review of the 8th episode of the Mayfair Witches. Until then, I've been Mulde Pape, your resident fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.